So listen, you are going to want to be really careful when you go to the stores now, because for the first time in history, the government has approved the sale of meat that does not come from a farm, but this meat is actually being grown in a lab by scientists. And yes, I did say the government just approved this to be sold to us. And don't you worry, I'm about to tell you all about the process, how this even works, when this will take effect, where is this being sold, and everything else you need to know right after this. What's up guys, this is Monique and welcome back to the channel. I am back with the news that you can use, but first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, wagwan, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambu, namaste. So I just came across this. USDA allows lab grown meat to be sold to US consumers, and this was actually passed on June 21st, and at the time of this video it has already been making its way to certain restaurants. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you where it is being sold at this moment and when it's going to make its way to stores and everything else too. But the crazy thing about all of this is I took a close look at this meat that is being grown in a lab and I compared it to the meat that comes from a farm, and I could not tell the difference. Let me know down below in the comments if you can tell which one is lab grown and which one actually comes from a farm. But in case you are just as confused as I was when I first heard that they're creating this meat in a lab, and you're wondering how in the world is even possible, let me break it all down for you. So what they are doing is they are taking cells from live animals, whether it be live chicken or from the egg. And extracting these cells is supposed to be a painless process for these animals. So once they take the cells out of them, then they are in the lab examining these cells. They basically go through and look for the cells that are most likely to taste good, to reproduce quickly, and the cells that are going to produce the healthiest meat. How in the world they can actually look at the cell and tell if it is going to taste good or not? That's above me, y'all. I have no idea. But once they choose these cells, they make them what they call immortalized, which means that it can continue to produce cells indefinitely. There is no stop time to this thing. And at this point, they take the cells and they place them in these tanks here. And these tanks are called cell cultivators. They provide warmth and energy for these cells to grow. And in these cultivators, that's when the experts or scientists add sugar, spice, and everything nice. They add all of the nutrients and vitamins that is needed for these cells to grow into meat. And after about 4 to 6 weeks at Good Meat and 2 to 3 weeks at Upside Foods, the meat is then harvested from these tanks. And then they take it and pretty much mold it and shape it into the form of a chicken breast. Now again, if you are anything like me, I'm wondering when they are growing this meat, what is coming from it? Like, are they making a whole chicken in the lab? Is this some sci-fi type of stuff? I need to find out. But they said that in these tanks, only the meat is what is grown. There are no feathers, there are no bones. Just good meat for you to eat. So this is supposed to be similar to the process of how beer is brewed, but instead of all the yeast and bacteria, they're growing animal cells. So let me know down below what you think about this so far. To you, is this real?